If your life feels stuck, if doors seem closed, if time keeps slipping and your good keeps hiding, it is not because you are cursed. It is not because heaven is deaf to your need. It is not because you lack worth or power or potential. It is because you have forgotten the laws, and worse, you have forgotten that these laws respond only to speech. You've waited for transformation when transformation was waiting on your voice. You've begged the skies for a sign when the sign was meant to come from your lips. Let me speak plainly. Your life does not shift by emotion. It does not shift by effort. It shifts the moment you speak in rhythm with truth. That is the only moment heaven moves. That is the only moment the unseen realm begins to organize itself into form. Until then, it waits. Silent. Ready. Listening for the word. Because form cannot appear where the word has not been declared. You were never meant to be a silent seeker. You were born to be a bold speaker. Your mouth is not for complaint. Your breath is not for worry. Your voice is an instrument of dominion. And the laws that govern this universe do not respond to mood, but to spoken authority. When you speak in alignment, mountains move. When you decree the word, matter obeys. When you release law with rhythm, power floods into form, without delay. There are 10 laws, 10 divine operations of spiritual mechanics that do not wait, do not hesitate, and do not delay when you speak them with understanding. Each one holds the power to shift your life in the instant it is declared, not because of magic, but because of alignment with divine intelligence. These laws are already written into the fabric of your reality. You have been living under them, whether you knew them or not, but now you will live with them, through them, by them, consciously, boldly, rhythmically. These are not affirmations. These are declarations. These are not hopes. These are commands. And when you speak them, you do not ask God to move. You align with the fact that God already moved. You do not beg for flow. You declare the gate open. You do not whisper into the void. You declare into the field. And the field must respond. So I say unto you, child of the Most High, soul who has waited long enough, seeker who has hungered for signs and power, today you become a speaker of law. Today you remember who you are. Today you stop waiting for evidence and start creating it with your voice. You will not just hear these 10 laws. You will speak them. You will own them. You will feel the charge in your bones when they leave your lips. Because the moment these words enter the atmosphere, something shifts. Energy organizes, form obeys, and life changes. Not someday, but immediately. This is the hour of return. Return to power, return to speech, return to divine law. And it begins with the word. Before you can activate any of the 10 laws, you must understand the one that undergirds them all, the law of spoken formation. Everything begins with this. Nothing moves without it. The moment you open your mouth in alignment with spirit, you begin to build form. Invisible becomes visible. Energy becomes matter. Word becomes world. The first sentence of Scripture was not a whisper of doubt. It was a command of creation. Let there be light. And there was. That was not poetry. That was pattern. That was law revealed in the first line of the divine manual. Not because God needed words, but because you would. Because your power would be tied to the word. Because the law would forever respond to what is spoken. John 1:1 declares, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In the beginning, not thought, not effort, not planning, but word, spoken essence, divine vibration cast into the formless to summon form. And this is the blueprint of all things. If it is not spoken, it remains asleep. If it is not declared, it is not born. If it is not charged with rhythm, it cannot organize the chaos. This is not metaphor. This is metaphysics. Every sentence you speak charges the field around you. Every phrase becomes a mold reality must fill. And the law of spoken formation says this: your world follows your word, every time. Not sometimes. Not when you're emotional. not only when you feel ready. Every single time you speak in spiritual alignment, you initiate formation. And the tragedy? Most people speak without realizing they're forming. They say, I can't afford it, and form poverty. They say, nothing ever works for me, and form misalignment. They say, I'm just tired of trying, and the field hears them and obeys. But now your word is being purified, your mouth is being rededicated, your voice is returning to its original purpose, not to vent frustration, but to release creation. You will no longer use your voice to describe what is. You will use it to command what shall be. Because you are a spiritual architect, a law speaker, a form maker, and now you know the first and final truth. Whatever you speak with belief appears. Whatever you speak with fear materializes. Whatever you speak without awareness returns as confusion, but what you speak in spiritual rhythm becomes your life. Say it with me now. In the beginning was the Word, and now I speak mine. Let us continue. Let us now enter the living heart of divine law. These are not theories. These are spiritual mechanics, unseen levers of reality that respond with immediate obedience to the spoken word. And the first 3 laws I will give you now are the laws that shift your atmosphere the moment they leave your mouth. No delay, no preparation, only agreement and utterance. Speak them, and something must change. Law 1. The law of substitution. Fear cannot be cast out by will. It cannot be argued with or ignored. It must be replaced. And what replaces it is truth, spoken aloud. The law of substitution says, every time you speak a higher vibration, the lower one must dissolve. You cannot think your way out of fear, but you can speak your way out. When you say, I cast out fear with faith, there is no room for both. You are not begging, you are commanding. You are declaring that 2 masters cannot rule your house, and the law obeys. Fear flees when truth is declared, not silently, but rhythmically. Do not wrestle with the lower vibration. Substitute it, overwrite it, replace it, and the law will enforce the switch. Say it now. I cast out fear with faith. There is no room for both. Law 2. The law of expectancy. What you expect with confidence, you invite. What you expect with doubt, you repel. The law of expectancy says, your spoken word sets the level of your demonstration, and the level is determined not by what you want, but by what you expect. You must say out loud, I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption, not hope, not maybe, divine assumption. It is done. It is here. It is mine. And the universe hears that vibration, not your timeline, but your tone. Expectation is not wishful thinking, it is energetic structure, and your expectation, when spoken boldly, draws demonstration like a magnet. Say it now. I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption. Law 3, the law of increase. Bless and it multiplies. Curse and it shrinks. Whatever you speak blessing over, money, time, energy, people, will increase. This law does not require belief. It simply requires utterance. The field cannot multiply what you do not bless. Most people speak curse without knowing. There's never enough. It's always running out. I can't keep up. These are not statements. They are contracts. But when you bless what you have, even if it appears small, the law of increase activates immediately. Say this aloud. I bless my life, and it overflows in perfect ways. You are no longer waiting for more before blessing. You are blessing to create more. Now, say all 3 together. I cast out fear with faith. There is no room for both. I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption. I bless my life, and it overflows in perfect ways. These are not affirmations. These are keys. And now they are yours. You have now shifted the atmosphere within. But divine law does not stop at the soul. It governs circumstance. It governs outcome. It governs the outer as fully as the inner. These next three laws are given to shift what surrounds you, to speak into the winds and watch the storm obey, to speak into lack and watch abundance return, to speak into delay and watch divine timing accelerate. These are the laws of external reordering. Law 4. The law of reversal. This law is your spiritual shield. It says, every appearance is subject to reversal when truth is spoken over it. That means no matter what the doctor said, what the bank account shows, what the paper declares, you hold the final word, not because you are forcing reality to change, but because reality is a servant to divine word. Say this when the world tries to intimidate you. Every delay is a divine setup. My good cannot be denied. Do not wrestle with the appearance. Reverse it. Speak over it. Use this sentence like a sword, and you will see with your own eyes what law can do. Law 5. The law of divine compensation. What was lost returns. What was stolen is restored. What seemed wasted is counted and returned by spirit. The law of divine compensation says, God keeps perfect accounts, and your job is not to make up for the loss, it is to speak restoration. You are not a victim of time. You are not a victim of the thief. You are a speaker of return. Declare it now. What I lost returns multiplied. Spirit accounts for all. That sentence is not wishful. It is legal. In the court of divine law, what you declare becomes precedent. Speak this law over every broken deal, every unpaid debt, every betrayal. The law will balance your books. Law 6. The law of circulation. Nothing given is ever gone. Nothing shared is ever diminished. Everything moves in divine rhythm unless you block the flow. The law of circulation says, what you bless and release returns multiplied. This is not about giving to get. This is about recognizing your life as a river, not a reservoir. If you clutch your money, your time, your energy in fear, you choke the flow. But when you speak blessing into your giving, no matter how small, the law releases increase. Declare it now, before the mind argues. I give in truth, and it returns sevenfold. Do not give blindly. Give with law, give with speech, give with rhythm, and the return will outrun your logic. Say these aloud now. Let them replace every old fear, every defeated thought. Every delay is a divine setup. My good cannot be denied. What I lost returns multiplied. Spirit accounts for all. I give in truth, and it returns sevenfold. These are not prayers. These are decrees, and reality must comply. You have spoken to fear. You have spoken to circumstances. Now you must speak to yourself. Because no matter how much truth surrounds you, it cannot reach you until it flows from within you. These next three laws govern identity, alignment, and destiny. They shift not just what you see, but who you are. Law 7. The law of recognition. You do not receive what you want. You receive what you recognize yourself as. The law of recognition says, until you speak your identity, life cannot reflect it. If you see yourself as the struggler, you will collect evidence of struggle. If you speak of yourself as lacking, you will walk through lack, even when opportunity knocks. But if you declare with rhythm and boldness, I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder, then the field will say, yes. The law will respond, correct, and heaven will rush to confirm your word. This is not ego, this is agreement. Speak it again. I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder, and feel your self-image realign. Law 8. The law of alignment. This law says, form must follow the aligned word. If you want clarity, speak clarity. If you want peace, speak peace. The mouth is not a mirror, it is a mold. The moment you speak what is true of spirit, Not of fear, not of facts, but of spirit, form begins to match. Say it aloud. I speak only what is true of spirit, and it appears. Not what is true of your past, not what is true of statistics, what is true of divine mind, that you are provided for, that you are supported, that you are powerful, that you are never outside the reach of grace. Speak only that, and the form will shift. Law 9, the law of destiny activation. This law is the breaker, the liberator, the code that releases your highest timeline. It says, your spoken word reveals the next step in your divine path. You are not lost, you are not stuck, you are not unsure, you are simply quiet, and your destiny has been waiting, not for a sign, but for a sentence. When you say, I walk in perfect self-expression, nothing can block what is mine. You are not begging for clarity, you are installing it. You are commanding the crooked places to straighten. You are declaring to heaven and hell, I know who I am, and I will not be denied. Say it again. I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. Your path is not found. It is spoken, and you have just spoken it. Now let all 3 of these identity laws enter your body. Speak them slowly. Speak them deeply. I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder. I speak only what is true of spirit, and it appears. I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. Say them again. Let them rewrite your posture. Let them clothe you in new authority. Let them call your future forward. Now we come to the seal, the anchor, the law that locks all others into power. This is not just a law, it is a spiritual gavel, and when you speak it, nothing can overturn it. This is the law of divine finality. It says, what you declare as done in divine mind becomes immovable. The field stops shifting, the energy ceases wobbling, the vibration stabilizes, and form rushes into alignment. This law makes your decree final, not just possible, not just probable, but finished. You see, most people speak and then wait, then doubt, then waver. They say, I know it's coming, followed by, but what if it doesn't? And that double-mindedness cancels the decree. It weakens the word. It short-circuits the power of the command. But when you say, it is done, I have spoken, Spirit performs it now. You end the argument. You silence the fear. You plant the word like a stake in the ground, and divine law builds reality around it. This is not hope. This is finality, and finality is what gives power its form. Spirit does not respond to indecision. Spirit responds to authority. Authority comes not from emotion, but from utterance. Scripture affirms this. Job 22:28 says, Thou shalt also decree a thing, and it shall be established unto thee. Not, thou shalt wonder about a thing, not, thou shalt try to believe it hard enough, but decree, say it, seal it, stand in it. Say it now. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. Speak it as a warrior. Speak it as a priest. Speak it as one who knows that the moment law is declared, the field begins construction. Say it again. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. Do not speak it and look around. Do not speak it and measure by appearances. Speak it and let the law do what it does best. Establish. Your word is the blueprint. Spirit is the builder. Divine timing is the delivery system, and nothing can stop what is final in truth. Say it a 3rd time so the subconscious receives it as order. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. That sentence is not just a phrase. It is a gate, and you have just walked through it. Now let us move into the chamber where we install all 10 laws in rhythm. You have spoken each law. You have declared each sentence. But to make them permanent, you must now plant them in the soil of the subconscious, not as ideas, not as quotes, but as internal law. Because the world you experience is not created by what you occasionally say, but by what you continually believe, and belief is shaped by repetition with emotion. Mental reprogramming is not a chore. It is the continuation of divine speech until your body, your field, and your subconscious all move as one. The 10 laws are now yours, but they must be installed. And installation requires rhythm, requires ritual, requires voice. So here is your instruction. Speak all 10 laws every morning and every night for the next 10 days. Not as a chant, but as a charge. Not as a routine, but as a realignment. You must declare them as a sovereign, not a servant. As one who governs their atmosphere, not one who begs for change. Picture this: your body as a temple, your voice as the high priest. Each sentence a spiritual torch that illuminates a dark chamber within. And with each declaration, your temple is relit, recrowned, recommissioned. I will now lead you through the 10 laws, slowly, so that you may begin this reprogramming now. Let each one be spoken with breath, with weight, with full authority. I cast out fear with faith. There is no room for both. I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption. I bless my life, and it overflows in perfect ways. Every delay is a divine setup. My good cannot be denied. What I lost returns multiplied. Spirit accounts for all. I give in truth, and it returns sevenfold. I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder. I speak only what is true of spirit, and it appears. I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. Pause after each. Feel the vibration of the words. Picture them filling your field like geometric light, shaping your aura, sealing your mind in new truth. This is not poetry. It is blueprint. This is not suggestion. It is installation. You are not memorizing. You are magnetizing. You are turning your voice into your compass, your speech into your shield, your rhythm into your reprogramming. Say this now to finish the sequence. These laws are mine. They move with my breath. I speak, and spirit acts. And it shall be. Now comes the proving ground. You have heard the laws. You have spoken the words. You have reprogrammed the field. But I now give you a command. Not from pressure, but from power. Not to test your worth, but to prove the law. And the law always says, speak, and it is done. So now you must walk in what you've spoken. Here is your challenge. For the next 24 hours, speak all 10 sentences, 3 times each, morning, afternoon, and night. 30 declarations in a single day. Not 30 wishes, not 30 hopes, 30 spiritual commands. This is not to impress the divine. It is to install new rhythm. It is to teach the atmosphere that you are no longer available for delay, confusion, or limitation. Do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the right feeling. Do not wait until you are calm or ready. You are already ready because you are already divine. Speak the law regardless of mood. Speak the law over your fear. Speak the law over your bank account. Speak the law over your body, over your house, over your breath. This 24-hour test will show you what most never see, that spirit does not delay, but responds instantly when the command is clear, bold, and consistent. You will notice the shifts. An email arrives, a problem dissolves, a thought breaks, a door opens, a memory heals. You will notice the field moving, because the field obeys spoken order. If nothing seems to happen outside, look within. Do not judge by appearances. You will feel something clear, a fog will lift, a heaviness will release, and that is how you know you are no longer walking in default, you are walking in decree. Let me remind you of what is written in Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. It cannot return void, it must form, it must perform. If you speak it, it must appear. So say now, I do not wait, I speak. I do not guess, I decree. I do not delay, I activate. This is your 24-hour window, a temple of power, a sacred field. Do not let it pass unspoken. And if you accept this command, write it into the invisible right now. I accept. I speak the law. I expect results. It begins now. Now we seal the gates. We lock in the vibration. We set the rhythm so deeply into your field that it cannot be undone by noise, by delay, or by doubt. This is the sequence of tenfold power, not a whisper, not a chant, but a spiritual drumbeat. And when you speak these declarations together, without hesitation, you generate current. You generate clarity. You generate command. You will say them not to beg, not to convince, but to broadcast your alignment. These are the 10 keys that shift life when spoken, and now we stack them, strike them, and send them like arrows into the invisible. Breathe deep, shoulders back, voice steady, declare, I cast out fear with faith. There is no room for both. I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption. I bless my life, and it overflows in perfect ways. Every delay is a divine setup. My good cannot be denied. What I lost returns multiplied. Spirit accounts for all. I give in truth, and it returns sevenfold. I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder. I speak only what is true of spirit, and it appears. I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. Again, I cast out fear with faith. There is no room for both. I expect the miraculous. I walk in divine assumption. I bless my life, and it overflows in perfect ways. Every delay is a divine setup. My good cannot be denied. What I lost returns multiplied. Spirit accounts for all. I give in truth, and it returns sevenfold. I am one with wealth, wisdom, and wonder. I speak only what is true of spirit, and it appears. I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. Let your tone rise. Let your field shimmer. Let your breath carry command. One final time, for your cells, your path, your bank account, your future. It is done. I have spoken. Spirit performs it now. There is no higher truth, no stronger gate, no greater power, and now it is yours. Now, beloved soul of power, I leave you with one final charge, not to strive, but to declare, not to consume more teaching, but to speak your place in the temple of law. If you have felt the shift in your bones, in your breath, in your memory, then do not let it remain private. Let the law be written, not only on your heart, but in this space. Speak your law below. In the comments, type the one sentence that now defines your atmosphere. Type it boldly. Type it as covenant. Type it as law. This is not for performance. It is for permanence. The act of writing your word is itself a decree, a spiritual scroll, a public altar of declaration. You might choose, it is done, I have spoken, Spirit performs it now. Or, I walk in perfect self-expression. Nothing can block what is mine. Or any of the 10 laws that shook your spirit awake. And if this message has resonated, if your rhythm has returned, if your authority has been reawakened, subscribe. Not for more information, but for more alignment. This space is your altar. This channel is your reminder. Each video is a new gate into your divine rhythm. Do not wander alone. Walk with the word. Speak with the law. Stay where your truth is honored. Because you are not one who begs. You are not one who wonders. You are one who speaks, and creation listens. Now write your law. Speak your sentence. Seal your shift. And so it is.